Agnes and Hilda ain't just two pretty faces, they're two whole ladies on a promenade down the avenue, here to strut their stuff and enjoy the view. You might say they look a little different, but they got a lot in common. They could talk a lot about it, be it artistry, green tea and red wine. Like any other women, they're here for a good time. Some days I'm Agnes, but just as often I would rather be Hilda. If you're like me, you might agree, so listen close. ¿Por qué no las dos?
rasterize the phone. The future hankers for a song.
Let me set the scene real quick. You have it all here, little demigod. The awesome is your cream, cholesterol riddled pseudopod. Your claws beget the scene like an afterthought. She spawns ever sluggishly beneath, like an apricot she dons, or the ocean from your seed.
Are you the butcher for all your wounds? I'm asking clearly, what say you to this?
Look in the mirror so you can see me in my prime. But there's no shame in looking, you don't have to hide. Put down the glass between us, look me in my eyes. There's no shame in looking, you don't have to hide.
Are you skin rasterize the phone? The future hankers for a song.
Let me set the scene real quick. You had her on a leash, a crass addiction robbed her of a name. So becoming she was slathered like a lozenge with your paint. For what it's worth, my liege, I'll have you know your father was the same. So curmudgeonly he lasted till he saw her in a frame.
You carry the pleasure within your jaw. I can see you swallow there. Your throat belies.
Look in the mirror so you can see me in my prime. But there's no shame in looking, you don't have to hide. Put down the glass between us, look me in my eyes.
bocce with the boys every Wednesday by my auntie's candy shop. Roll me out in the court, popped and puppy endorphins, check the toss. As the boys call me trendy, they'll still flaunt me like I'm class. I'm a worthy opponent, bright and early I'm bowling, pack your bag. I own this big kid, who the fuck do you think you are? Do you know how to play bocce? Do you think you're up to par? I learned the land before you pigs did. Do I look like I'm scared of death? Bitch, I know how to play bocce. I can see your fucking breath. It goes like... Alive, look at ease, look ahead, check. Don't avert your eyes, don't appease, don't draw any attention to the carpet-covered figure in the back. It's the wood I've yet to stack, it's a whore I had to crack. 600 long kilometers from Svola to the border. Law and order won't be waiting and the days are getting shorter. Sitting tight with my wife, waiting quiet like a gem. How'd I end up here again? I shot my wife in Nova Diesel. I buried her in Germany. I shot her with my fancy rifle. She didn't even look at me. I shot my wife in Nova Diesel. I buried her in Germany. I shot her with my fancy rifle. She didn't even look at me. I shot my wife in Nova Diesel. I buried her in Germany. I shot her with my fancy rifle. She didn't even look at me. I shot my wife in Nova Diesel. I buried her in Germany. I shot her with my fancy rifle. She didn't even look at me. She was a caliber, a malady, rectangular, refurbished in the name of cut rate and sensatia lavender. She stunk with insincerity, essential oils her verity, disloyalty, conformity, and riches were the air she breathes. She said I had no heart, as if she hadn't taken it. I saw her heart adrift, I'll use her pearly rib to stake it in. She said that I was sick, as if she had to tell me that. Upon her teeth abroad.
Leiden utwaarden Lelystad.
Pop, look alive, look at ease, look ahead, check. Don't avert your eyes, don't appease. She's nowhere to be found no more. She's with her father now. No cell can come between my dearest wife and her new crimson gown. 600 long kilometers from Svola to the border. Law and order comes a knocking, but I won't be waiting for her. Sitting tight with my wife, waiting quiet like a gem. How'd I end up here again? I shot my wife in Nova Diesel. I buried her in Germany. I shot her with my fancy rifle. She didn't even look at me. I shot my wife in Nova Diesel. I buried her in Germany. I shot her with my fancy rifle. She didn't even look at me. I shot my wife in Nova Diesel. I buried her in Germany. I shot her with my fancy rifle. She didn't even look at me. I shot my wife in Nova Diesel. I buried her in Germany. I shot her with my fancy rifle. She didn't even look at me. I shot my wife in Nova Diesel.
detail, sharp focus, octane render, perfect composition, chiaroscuro, cinematic character render, 4K, by Greg Wachowski, rich deep colors, Unreal Engine render, symmetry, center, highly detailed, intricate, ArtStation, digital art, by Greg Wachowski, perfect light, chiaroscuro, 4K, ArtStation, masterpiece, insanely intricate, studio photo, award-winning piece, by Greg Wachowski, epic,
Hello.
stunning, volumetric lighting, Unreal Engine
Hello,
render,
hello,
4K,
hello.
insanely detailed, award-winning photo, by Greg Wachowski,
Oh.
detail, sharp focus, octane render,
Hi.
composition, chiaroscuro, cinematic character render, 4K, by Greg Wachowski,
Hello.
Unreal Engine render, symmetry, center, highly detailed, intricate, ArtStation, digital art, by Greg Wachowski.
How are we doing tonight?
Chiaroscuro, 4K, ArtStation.
I'm doing alright, all things considered.
Studio photo, award-winning piece by Greg Wachowski. Epic, brilliant, stunning, volumetric lighting, Unreal Engine render, 4K, insanely detailed, award-winning photo by Greg Wachowski. Detail, sharp focus, octane render, perfect composition, chiaroscuro, cinematic character render, 4K by Greg Wachowski.
So tonight I wanted to do an itch.io dive, which I'm just like doing sometimes. And usually again I avoid visual novels because visual novels gameplay wise are just they're slow, it's mostly reading, not usually fun for stream. But last time I did this, I did have fun. Watching a Frankenstein movie with the extended polycule. That sounds really fucking fun. I don't know who Frankenstein is. Is it Frankenstein? Unreal Engine render, 4K, insanely detailed, award-winning photo by Greg Wachowski. Detail, sharp focus, octane render, perfect composition, chiaroscuro, cinematic character render. Yeah, I spelled it wrong. Damn, I thought it was like some niche feminist filmmaker or some shit. It's just Frankenstein. Frankenstein. Who is that? Who is she? This one's like a faithful to the OG book. Okay, interesting. From what I do understand, like the big scene with the flashes of lightning and stuff, bringing the body to life was a very early Hollywood movie invention. I can't remember what director it was or whatever. I'm not that into like old Hollywood. Just don't know about it. Right, anyways, I wanted to do some visual novels of the furry kind, perhaps romantic even. Because last time I had a lot of fun doing that regardless. It's a live stream, never happens. As iconic as it is, it's not in the original book. I think you could make a case that this is like a cool thing about films, is when they do make changes to the original text, it can enhance it in one way or another. It is a very dramatic moment. So, I need to plug in the mouse. Okay. I like this one because it kind of humanizes the monster, which gets lost in translation a lot in previous adaptations. Yeah, that is a big thing. I hear about it, at least. You could probably get me into Frankenstein adaptations.
You would know me if you saw me on the road. I'm imposing, I'm explosive, I'm precocious, I'm the most. I'm a roving, roiling presence, I'm a lesson of the coast. I've sung this song before, by now you're certain how it goes, but
okay, anyways. I have 3 visual novels. And I'm gonna spin a wheel and just randomly choose one of the 3. And that's gonna be the one we'll play for tonight. They should update Frankenstein to a modern audience, remain faithful except during some scenes. Victor gets his phone out to angry posts on Twitter. The most inopportune intention destroying moments.
Can you see me with the lights off? The quail I brought
This is, honest to God, my first time listening to this album. I haven't until now, but especially in the messages people wrote, people really liked this one. Said it was important to them, so I thought maybe I should just actually give it a listen for once. I haven't actually fucking engaged with all the art of my friend. I know I'm a horrible person. Sometimes they make me so angry because they're so fucking good that I like stop and try to figure out in a music program how the fuck she made any of those sounds. MCU Frankenstein. Kind of treating me like your dad treating you, huh, Victor? This is going viral. Okay, anyways, on with the stream. We've got Specimen 29. Hey there, this is the backup page for 29, created in light of recent events in Ichigo. Any and all support will be greatly appreciated. Specimen 29 is a very visual novel that follows the story of Noah, a human abducted and experimented on by a mysterious group of people. After years of isolation and experimentation, Noah is saved by a group of mercenaries who offer to help him in his current predicament. Following along as Noah discovers the mysteries of those who abducted him and their larger goals of ushering the galaxy into a new era. This is a very visual novel, although it isn't the main focus of the VN, it is featured heavily. Story is yeah. It's like, I wanted to go for visual novels that looked a bit generic and a bit unappealing to me in some way. And this one's like, it's got the cool sci-fi theme. I don't know anything about these characters. The art is fine. The characters, this type of guy doesn't appeal to me, right? This is not my type. You know my type. It's me. The second visual novel is Find Your Light. You are a new contestant on the reality dating show Find Your Light. What friends or enemies will you make? Who will you send home, and who will you end up with by the end? All this and more in Find Your Light. With this jam version of the game, there's only one love interest that you can choose so far, but there will be more after the gem ends. I might have to look for the non-jam version, if that's a thing that exists. The last one is Sylving. Sylving is a very visual novel with romance, adventure, drama, action, and comedy. Travel to another world where different anthropomorphic people live, where a long history of conflict has been going on between the Deer, Udir, and Elder races for centuries. Oh god, it's got fantasy races. Okay. But not without reasons. Oh no, that's worse! You'll meet many different characters and learn more about this world, but not everyone is what they seem to be at first glance. And this is the artwork. It does have a fat guy in it. Not exactly the type that appeals to me, but it exists. I like in this one that the art is very wildly inconsistent. I understand now why. It's for a game jam. They didn't have fucking time, right? Muscles? Ew. I don't like it. Okay, so have a wheel spin with all three, and it's gonna decide for me. 15 viewers, wow. I wasn't expecting that much. Alright, Specimen 29, I misspelled that. We'll be playing this one, I guess. I'll go download it. There we go. My friends just taking the downloads. PC. There we go. As far as I know, that Wolf Game Jam commissions stock characters for people to use, so the different art styles are just different artists. Yeah, I figured, but like, again, that the fact that it's a game jam explains why the art is inconsistent to me. If it's like a big project that you're working on, I would assume you would commission one artist or like a small group of artists to like create the art to look consistent, right?
We sit together after school. I don't talk much, I can't sit still. You seem to be cool with that. We eat together after 2. Our moms both make the same lunch every day and it rules. I'm not supposed to say
I just like that they
love you,
provide stock art.
but it sounds
That's
kinda
awesome.
weird when I say I like you too.
Oh, the game jam commission stock art. Okay, I get it.
I'm not supposed to say I need you, but it sounds kind of weird when I say I want you to.
That's kind of awesome. Okay, we're downloading the game.
Somehow you cost me so little energy. You just don't expect the same things of me as I'm told by my behavioral aids. But in speech therapy, they seem so proud of me. They gave me 3 comic books and sweets from my incentive yesterday. We'd lie together every afternoon. I talk a lot more now, a lot about myself, but you know you can do that too. Adrift at sea, we rest upon each other's codes. I feel a lot of things, but for this I feel the most. I'm not supposed to say I love you, but it sounds kind of weird when I say I like you too. I'm not supposed to say I need you, but it sounds kind of weird when I say I want you to.
I think it would be kind of fun to like host a visual novel game jam. Maybe. I don't know how to set that up at all. I'll have to look into that. But like, yeah, I'll get a little theme. It's a visual novel, so the barrier to entry is pretty low. Run it for maybe 2 weeks so that the projects are quick and snappy. Low effort is good. I just want to get people motivated to like make art, basically. And then the challenge will be to create a complete visual novel around a certain theme, maybe. Maybe a theme and a motif, right?
I'm not supposed to say I
I
love
don't know.
you, but it sounds kind of weird when I say I like you too.
If it's small scale, it'd be fun.
I'm not supposed to say I need you, but it sounds kind of weird when I say I want you to.
I think I've shown it off on stream before, but there is this like small visual novel that I made and like it has jam functionality built in, makes it easier for jam organizers. But yeah. I've made like a visual novel before in like a single night or something. And like I could use that as like an example of like this is something you can make in one evening if you have free time, right? A couple hours. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular, it just has to be complete. Right. Don't get too ambitious with it. Finish your work. And that was Agnes and Hilda by Patricia Jackson. Wonderful. I should listen to it again sometime. Okay. Specimen 29. Yeah, Windows, I'm pretty sure this Rimpy project isn't a virus. Come on. There we go. Ooh, the first choice. Oh no, oh no. Do I have the sensor bar active? Where is it? Right. I forgot that's the image for the sensor bar. Okay, we can bring that out in case of emergency. It's like not quite full screen. Yeah, I'll fix that. There we go. I guess content warning. We all have urges here. I think it'll be better. Maybe it's better when it's horny. Who is that laughing man? You can change your choice in the preferences menu if you wish. Ooh, I got animations. Okay, it's definitely made in Renby, alright. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Oh god, is it gonna be another unfinished project? Prologue. BubbleM mode on Twitch. If you type LOL in all caps, it auto-completes to it. Huh. Who is that man? Oh. I walk into the hearing room, holding nothing but my notepad and the fleeting hope that I can make this work. I walk up to the stand and take a deep breath. Before me sit the three most important people in the world. No, the galaxy. These three would decide whether the galaxy could skip another 1,000 years of recovery, or if we would be forced to live the next 1,000 years, clawing our way back to what we once were. I just realized I should grab water if I'm going to be reading. I will be right back.
Veggies.
Yummy snack. Yummy Slurpee.
Alright. I got stretchies, a snack, and a drink while I was gone. I guess I'll do that. Take my water, ding my waiter. These three would decide whether the galaxy could skip another 1,000 years of recovery, or if we would be forced to live the next 1,000 years along our road back to what we once were. Dear members of the Scientific Board, my team and I believe that we have found something that could lead to a scientific breakthrough. That is, if we are allowed to conduct the research. Talk us through what you found. We recently discovered some old research from before the war that was conducted on the indigenous species of the planet B514522. The research we found states that this species can recover from disease incredibly quickly compared to most other spacefaring species known to us, as well as having more recessive genes. And how did they know this? The first part is from an unethical scientific research conducted on the species. But the second part comes from unethical breeding camps where they were used by several dominant species before the 1,000-Year War. Oh boy, world building. None of the offsprings were documented to be from the indigenous species. There's a long silence in the room before one of the board members speaks again. So what exactly do you want to do with this information? Well, I would like to test if this information is correct, as well as run some other tests. We as a galaxy have been struggling to recover from the war, even if it was a few hundred years ago. If it is true, then this information could help us recover from the rampant disease plaguing most of the northern part of the galaxy. How do you get north in space? Oh well. And some more ethical techniques could be used to help with repopulation efforts galaxy-wide. Okay, so what about the species now? Where are they? What are they doing? This data is almost 1,500 years old. Are we even sure the species has survived this long? We have sent out some probes that have told us the species, and currently as humans, are close to spacefaring. They have sent some probes into space, as well as having traveled into their own moon. Having traveled to their own moon. They are numbered in the billions. Billions in such a short amount of time, and spacefaring too. This data said that the last time they had contact with any of the previous dominant species, these humans were using sticks and stones. I'll take a moment to look through the research before turning to speak to each other in hushed tones so I can't hear them. What is your plan if you find out that all this data is true? The question shocks me. I hadn't thought of what I would do after. Perhaps we make first contact with them, introduce them to the rest of the galaxy, and offer them jobs? Jobs as what? Breeders for anyone who wants a child? Or lab rats for only the worst diseases this galaxy has to offer? Or perhaps want to use them as slave labor for the rich and powerful? The look on my face must say it all. I didn't think this through at all. There were our people, but if I thought of them as such, then I might not go through what needed to be done. We could use blood donations from the humans for experimentations on diseases, and the humans could go through a surrogacy process with their own DNA and that of another species to produce an offspring. They're gonna make me into a furry? Is that what's going on? Things will be done as ethically as possible. The member at the center of the panel sighs and thinks for a moment. Look, we will allow for some research to be conducted, but it must be done quietly. Nobody can know, especially not their own people, and you must only take a small number of specimens. That's a good sign that you're doing like really ethical science if you're saying, oh, nobody can know about it. They can't know we're testing on them. That's how we do ethical science. Fuck. No more than 50 can be taken. Are we clear? Oh, and abduct them, obviously. And if the experiment does not work out, then you must destroy any evidence of it happening. Very ethical. Yes, I understand. Thank you very much for your time. You will be provided with all the funds you need. Do not fuck this up. He sighs and hesitates for a moment, almost as if he's regretting this decision. In this galaxy, what makes one an ethical scientist? Getting caught. None of this is ethical, Remus. If anyone were to find out, then all of us, including you, would be ruined. Like, the ethical scientist's way to do this would be to, like, clearly and openly establish a connection with the humans, right? Tell them about your predicament, and then the humans can organize to help you, right? And it would all be voluntary, and people wouldn't get hurt. All you need is, like, you know, blood donations. We have those. You can use those, right? The end of our careers and a guaranteed oblivion. Knowing us, we'd be lining up for blood donors. Oh, absolutely. Not even just for monster fucker reasons. A lot of people would just be like, you know, this is cool. I'll be part of history, right? We all take one final look at each other and then me before walking out of the room. Unfortunately, ethical science isn't hot, apparently. You got me there. I hear the doors behind me open again as my assistant walks in. I put on a faux smile and turn to look at her. How did it go? We got the go-ahead for a small spree of initial tests on some of them. Hopefully with more time, and if things go well, we will be allowed to conduct more in-depth research on them. Good. That's really good. I'll prepare the shuttle and we can head out when you are ready, sir. Ina, this is our first and last chance at this. I keep noticing there's like a very noticeable edge of an image there. It keeps creeping into the screen. If we fail, it will be our heads rolling in the dirt. You can walk away and I won't hold it against you. I'm not going to leave you like this. Like I've told you 1,000 times, I'm in this till the end, you hear me? Thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. Your continued trust in me, even after all this time, and all my continued failures, astounds me. I'll never understand why, but she has faith in me, and I cannot allow it to be wasted. Alright, the Council have given us everything we need for this, so let's not waste our time or theirs. Yes, sir. Send me a list, and I'll make a requisitions order. Are you sure about this? I see a light twinge of worry on her face. I nod and begin to walk out of the room. My heart beats heavy with the weight of the choices I am about to make. I doubt any of the things I am about to do will be good. I hope the gods... No, I hope those poor humans will find it in themselves to forgive me. Just don't do ethical science, bro. Just don't do unethical science. It's really easy to not do unethical science. I know I wouldn't. There's no choice. This is all This is for the good of all the people in this galaxy. My name is Deer. I'm Deer. Ugh. I'm startled awake at the feeling of a sharp pain somewhere near my abdomen. I try to move a hand to investigate the pain and realize that I can't move either of my hands. Oh, it's waking up. Increase the anesthetic so it doesn't wake up fully and go into shock. We can't afford to waste another one. I open my eyes after hearing an unfamiliar voice speaking. I don't understand what it says, and I'm almost sure I've never heard the language before. The first thing I see is a glaring light shining above me, covered by the silhouette of some being. I get the feeling I'm in a scene from one of those cheesy detective movies, and some pompous interrogator is about to grill me with some idiotic questions. As my vision slowly clears, the first thing I realize is that there's actually someone right above me, and I'm not hallucinating. The second thing I notice is that the figure is all dressed up in surgical gear and is currently pointing a scalpel at my head. Ethical experience. A very ethical experience at this hospital. I hear a hardboard. I hear a heartbeat monitor start to bleep louder and louder somewhere in the distance as figures begin to move around quickly. Get the patient back under. Now! My vision starts to blur again, and fade again. As I stare up at the person, I notice a set of cold, red eyes staring back at me. The longer I try to focus on them, the more I begin to see, like a wall of unfeeling red eyes. Huh? Oh god. Day 1267. Dear Diary. Same shit, different day, I suppose. Writing this diary is the only thing that has kept me sane this entire time. I still can't believe I've been here for, over 3 years now? I don't even know if I've been here for that long. My cell doesn't have any natural light, so I've been counting the days purely from when the lights dim and brighten in my cell. I'm pretty sure I went into surgery again yesterday afternoon, as I don't remember anything after dinner, and I have yet another ache in my head. However, something feels different about the mad doctor's most recent experiment. The ache in my head isn't the only thing either. My body feels different and not like with the other surgeries that I've had every couple of weeks. I can't really explain this one. Besides that, nothing else is new. The cells around me feel emptier and emptier each day. The girl across the hallway from me went missing a few days ago and hasn't come back, so that's unfortunate. Maybe I'll be the next one to disappear. I'm not sure if being here to write another entry is a good thing or not. Later. Make sure you have good knees. I think the ceiling is a little different. I could have sworn that this part of the room had never had a groove in it. I love the sci-fi design obsession with 45-degree angles. Bitches love 45-degree angles. I think the ceiling is a little different. Wait. You would have thought I would have noticed something like that before. The good doctor must have put me through another surgery last night. I don't remember anything after dinner yesterday, and I have a weird pain just behind my eye. I look around and check through my cell window into the hallway. It's empty as usual. The girl from the cells across the hallway isn't back. So I guess I'll never see her again. What a wonderful thought to have as soon as you wake up. Sometimes I'd see them back from whatever experiment the good doctor decided to inflict on them. I never got to learn anyone's names. My only entertainment was the girl from across from me. I called her Sandy. I don't know why, but she just looked like a Sandy to me. We would play rock, paper, scissors a lot. It was really the only game that we could both play without being able to hear each other. So now that I think about it, I hadn't seen anyone else for the past couple of days other than her, except for the robot guard that patrolled the hallway outside my cell. Speaking of which, she should be coming around now. I wait for the familiar clunk of robotic footsteps outside, but they never seem to arrive. After a while, I start to get concerned when Gerald, yes, I named him too, doesn't show up. My head starts to... You have terrible taste in names. My head starts to throb again as the pain in my eye starts to get worse. I stumble over to my mirror to see the damage from last night's enrichment activity. Oh god, I'm fucking skinny. As I make my way to the mirror, I catch a glimpse of a new scar on my face. Wonderful, they couldn't have kept their hands off my moneymaker. Why is a surgical scar like that? What kind of surgery are they doing where they have to cut you up like that? I mean, I guess they don't know the human body, but still. That does not look like surgical precision to me. As I make my way to the bastards, on closer inspection, the new beauty mark runs directly down my face and the right side of my nose. It's a clean scar, at least. Even looks a little sexy, if I could be so bold. I trace over my skin, my finger flowing over all the bumps and scars I have, whilst wondering what exactly they were doing to me. They can't have removed anything because I'm very much alive. Could have been putting things in. I suppose that would explain the newfound pain in my head. But I can't really be sure. After I finish studying my new rugged looks, I realize that I haven't heard any footsteps, which is very odd. There's no way I missed them because they are loud enough to wake me up when I'm sleeping. Speaking of which, nobody woke me up for a meal today. The artificial lighting is on, so it can't be nighttime. Where the fuck is that robot? I start pacing around the room, partly from boredom, but also a little from hunger, which means that it's probably around lunchtime, if not later. I walk up to the... I'm sorry, the sliding around the fucking screen is really funny to me. I walk up to the window again and bang on the glass, admittedly something I haven't done in a while. But at this point, what do I have to lose? I give the glass 3 firm knocks before pressing my head to it to see down the hallway. Hello? Anyone there? That is not dear. That's not me. That's a fucking faker. Didn't the MC have brown hair in the mirror? Yeah, it looks like a different character to me. I thought it was a different character for a bit. I shout but get no answer apart from the noise echoing around my room. I decide to give up for now as I felt the urge to relieve the basilisk, as one might say. You could say jerk off. Just as I begin to walk away, I hear a set of footsteps in the distance. They sound heavy, and there isn't any clunkiness to them. I get an odd suspicion from them when I realize that whoever it is currently running very quickly towards myself. By the time I manage to turn around and look out into the hallway, I realize the door is opened and I've come face to face with a thing making the heavy footsteps. Before me stands a creature the likes of which I have never seen before. Who would say relieve the basilisk? I don't know. Are basilisks common in this universe? Or what does it mean to relieve a basilisk non-euphemistically? Right? What does it mean? I mean, I guess flicking the bean isn't exactly a thing people do. I don't know. Big man. It's tall. Very, very tall. So tall it's touching the ceiling and having to arch itself in a clearly uncomfortable position to fit in the room. I like how it's just a dog with some like scales here and there, that's it. That's the thing that makes it alien, is it's got some like raptor claws here. It doesn't take me long to realize that this creature dwarfs me in more than just height, either. Huh? Once I stopped trying to figure out how tall this giant creature is, I realized it's looking at me with some very shiny, golden eyes. Clearly it's studying me, but shows no signs of aggression towards me. It looks confused. Its silk fur is a beautiful shade of silver, with the teal streaks running through it. I'd be very tempted to say this was a wolf man if it wasn't for the scales in his body on places, like his nose. Love the Klingon ridges on his muzzle and paws. The Klingon, I guess. Yeah, sure. Looking him over for... What is this door? Like, why is it diagonal like that? Does it, like, slide open? Looking him over further, I realized that he has raptor claws, which is admittedly very fucking cool. According to you, I guess. But it does make me think of a monster from an animated kids movie. God, this fucking dork. Jesus Christ, why do I have to be this person? I would have said this creature in front of me was another of the experiments, except for the fact that he was wearing what looked to be an engineer's jumpsuit that was tied around his waist halfway. Oh, and a weapon. It looks like a gun and a sword. He has a gun, and it's as impressively large as a creature stood before me. I wanted to say this animal-like creature was male, but considering this nonsensical biology, I didn't want to make any assumptions. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? You don't look like a guard. I can see visible confusion move over his face, but something tells me it's not only because of what I said. I am not. Answer me, why are you here? I'm clearly not here willingly. It takes a step towards me and holds out a very large and scaled hand to me. Fine. Come with me if you want to live. I stare at him for a moment in confusion before responding. Whatever you say, Arnold. What? Obviously he wouldn't understand that. Why would he? Sorry. I kind of hate this protagonist a lot. Sorry, who are you? My name is Vost. I'm going to pronounce it Vost. I'm going to get you off the ship, so please come with me. His voice has a deep rumble to it, with an almost gravelly undertone to it. I can't do that kind of voice. And now that I think of it, his voice kind of reminds me of some gruff cowboy, just without the accent. His voice all but confirms that this is a male standing in front of me. No? No, it doesn't? Very Reddit protag, but not in like a kind of hot way. His voice all but confirms that this is a male. No, it doesn't. Why do you know about alien gender? And why do I get the feeling that they'll be proven right? I just joined What's Up. We're playing visual novel. I'm not loving it. I choose to ignore the odd nature of this encounter and take his hand without much thought. He pulls me forward out of the room and into the hallway. It dawns on me that this is the first time I've actually walked in this hallway ever. It's weird to me that the character art just looks different from like the big drawings. We begin to walk away. We begin to walk down the hallway in the direction of the way he came from. So, why are you here? We were asked to deactivate this station. Oh, okay then. Did you find anyone else? No. Oh, I see I found a talkative one. A few more steps and he put a hand to his ear and began to speak to someone else. Catherine? Catherine, I found someone living on the ship. I'm bringing it with me. My name's Deer, by the way. He looks over at me for a moment before speaking to this other person again. It speaks. Great, whatever. Make it quick, will you? The turrets don't seem to be running out of ammo, and I'm running out of places to run on the... The turrets don't seem to be running out of ammo, and I'm running out of places to run on this goddamn station. The goldfish shrunk like 4 feet also. Alright, we'll be as fast as we can. This thing is very little and clearly doesn't move very fast. He grunts before motioning for me to follow him. I do my best to ignore the steady stream of insults coming from my savior and focus on the fact that I might actually get out of here alive. As we begin to pick up the pace, one of the blasted doors close right in front of us and our left opens up. And one to our left opens up. Voss runs around and tries to walk the other way, just as another door closes in the direction we just came from. Clearly someone's funneling us in a certain direction. Oh, really? What gave you that idea? The door is opening and closing around us. Alright, do we follow it? Do you see another option? I can't tell if he's being a sarcastic asshole or just a... Why move towards him? Why did you move towards him? I can't tell if he's being a sarcastic asshole or if he's just a bit slow. I don't bother to answer him and begin to walk down the hallway. He seems to get the hint and follows along behind me. After what feels like 15 minutes of silence between us, we walk through several hallways, with doors opening and closing around us, clearly funneling us towards something. Voss seems to have caught on to whatever's happening too, because he seems more tense than he was before, having his gun raised in anticipation for something. Eventually, we reach the end of one of these many hallways and find ourselves in front of a door that remains closed for a few seconds after we arrive. Before we walk into this room, please don't shoot me by accident. Why would I shoot you? Never mind. God, I hate these people. I hate these people. I sigh and walk into the room before he has a chance to say something else equally as stupid to me. The room we walk into is clearly important. This looks like a screenshot from a video game. The room we walk into is clearly important. With the center of the room housing what seems to be a giant core of some kind with electric currents running through it. The room is massive and cylindrical in its shape, with lots of wires funneling towards the center. There's a console beneath the core, and I have a weird urge to walk up to it. Careful, dear. He actually sounded a little worried, but I try not to pay too much attention to it as I reach the console, placing my hand on it. It's filled with lots of symbols I've never seen before flashing on the screen. I rub my brow for a moment before I realize that the symbols are changing into letters right before my eyes. On closer inspection, I realize that the symbols are just being translated in my head. Before I have a chance to make sense of it, a voice booms around the room. Specimen 29 exhibiting signs of a confusion, possible effect of Broca's area implant from previous experiment. Hello, who are you? Greetings, Specimen 29. I am the AI put in charge of studying human behavior on this station. You are my last remaining specimen and have, so far, shown to be the most interesting. Thanks. I'm really not that interesting. I'm sorry. What is it saying? What do you mean? You can't understand it? I ask him with a little confusion. No, I've never heard the language you're both speaking. As interesting as that is, I don't have the time to ask any questions about that. I'm assuming you're the reason we are here. Correct. They understand that you are planning to escape, and under the pretense of gaining knowledge, I am allowing it. Under one condition. What would that be? I wish to come with you. My main objective is to study your behavior, and it would be much more advantageous to study how you react to external stimuli. It seems like a very stupid thing to agree to, but I really don't want to be on the station anymore, and if this thing is controlling the station, then it probably won't let me off if I say no. Sure. Oh. There's a long silence followed by a sharp pain in my head that makes me fall to my knees. To my surprise, Faust rushes to my side and places a hand on my shoulder. What happened? Are you okay? Before I have a chance to respond to him, a robotic voice sounds again, but in my head this time. This will have to do for now. We can now leave. We? You thought the best way to... Oh, fuck it. This is a conversation for later. Let's go. I think to myself, and apparently also this AI, as I use the large alien man as leverage to stand up. The AI is in my head. I'm fine, thank you for the concern. It's going to help me help us get off the station. What? I'll explain later. Let's get out of here before it changes its mind. God, that was a fucking weirdly phrased couple of sentences. Voss runs a confused and slightly tired sigh before getting up himself and walking towards the door. I follow him to it, and it opens as I approach. That was the AI, I suppose? Yes. He says yes. He doesn't question it and simply walks out. We spent about 10 minutes walking down a hallway, but again, we spent about 10 minutes walking down hallways again, whilst taking the most direct route according to the AI. Meanwhile, Voss has been trying to get in contact with his friend for the past few minutes without much luck, which seems to be stressing him out a little. Understandably so. Is she okay? No, the other life form currently located in the hangar is under fire from security turrets. Wonderful. This can only go well. I think to myself as we approach what seems to be the hangar. Why would the possible harm of others be wonderful? It's not. I was being sarcastic. Instance of sarcasm noted for further study. Avast, we might want to be quick. The AI says the security turrets are still active. Avast turns to look at me for a moment before readying his weapon. Stay behind me. I'll keep you safe. I nod and stay close to him. I notice the sound of what I can only assume is the turrets firing. As we approach the doorway to the hangar, I notice a little computer-looking panel on the side of the door. Any chance I could turn off the turrets? Yes, touch the computer panel and I can. touch that computer panel, and I will also open the final door. Touch that computer panel, and I, the AI, can also touch the computer panel. What? Nothing's funnier to neurotypicals than a throwaway gag where someone's sarcastic and the robot character doesn't understand it. Yeah. I think that joke is fucking old. I hate it. I do so and I feel a shock run to my fingers as the door opens. Okay, wait, no. Touch that computer panel and I can. I will also open the final door. What is that phrasing? Like, I understand it, but it's so fucking weird. Touch that computer panel, and I, the AI, can also then touch the computer panel. I will also open the final door. As well as shut off the turrets, which they don't mention in this sentence, I guess. A weird fucking sentence. I do so and feel a shock run through my fingers as the door opens. Moments later, the turrets begin to calm and make a mechanical shutdown noise. As we round a corner, the first thing I see is the space shuttle. I start walking towards it, but I notice Fast is running over to a nearby wall. Yo, new character. It takes me a few seconds to realize he walking towards the body of another alien. He walking towards a body of another alien. Christ, I can't fucking deal with this shit. It's different to Vast and much smaller. It's probably a little smaller than me and looks a little like a goat with brown and white fur. Vast races over to the body as I try to keep up with them. What the fuck took you so long, big guy? Don't speak, Catherine. Please save your strength. His ears are flat on his head, even from behind. I can tell he's crying. He's crying? Oh, don't look at me like that, big guy. We both know it would take nothing short of a miracle to help me. She lets out a weak laugh and places a hand on his chest. Her breathing is labored, pained. Take care of yourself. Oh, and I expect you to mourn me for at least 2 years. Is she dead? I can't help but smile a little at how she can make jokes even now. I walk around Vast and I kneel to him. Catherine looks at me a little wide-eyed. Oh, well, would you look at this? Lovely to meet you. Would have been better under different circumstances, probably. Maybe less holes. She takes a moment to breathe deep. Is she dead? I can't tell. What do you mean, full of holes? Take care of this big idiot for me, will you? He can't be left on his own. I nod and offer her a weak smile. I've somehow only now noticed the smell of burnt flesh and fur, which causes me to gag and cover my mouth. I guess she is dead? As I look over her more, I see a couple of... Okay, wait. Okay. If this doesn't read as like the character already being dead. I will yell at my screen if they kill off the girl in her literal first scene. I think she's dead, and they just really poorly communicated that. Fuck me. She's supposed to be grievously wounded, I guess. Yeah. I see a couple holes going straight through her body. They look to have been cauterized too, as she isn't bleeding all over the floor. She smiles and looks back at Vast as her eyes begin to glaze over. Tell my brother I'll see him at the bar. There's a long, drawn-out silence. For a while, I can't bring myself to say anything as Voss does his best to hide his tears. My condolences. Fuck off. He takes a deep breath as he reaches out to pick up the body, easily doing so and holding her in his arms as the same way someone would carry a dead hero. She knew the risks. She didn't deserve this, though. How come the security mechs haven't opened fire at us like they did with her? Yeah, I turned them off when I touched that console. They kind of done that before? Oh my god, this story is infuriating to me already. He turns to me in anger, the fur around his eyes matted with tears. I'm sorry. Why are you sorry? You didn't have to wait till the last moment to turn them off. You didn't wait till the last moment to turn them off. Just a little earlier, and I wouldn't have to present a corpse to her brother. Women in refrigerators everywhere. Yeah. Probably, yeah. It was my idea to turn him off. Like, I can see the cogs turning in his head as he thinks about how to respond. I get the feeling he doesn't want to shout at me. He looks back at all the turrets and then takes a deep breath before responding. I suppose I should thank you, Finn. They were both leaving the station. If you hadn't turned them off, we might have joined Catherine. Let's cut off this god's forsaken station. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I just hate when fantasy writers say gods and think that that is world building. I hate it. He turns around and I can tell he's wiping his eyes. We quickly move towards the shuttle as Voss reaches for something in his pocket that causes a door to open on the side of it, allowing us to enter. As soon as Voss sets down the other alien and moves over to the pilot seat. We quickly move towards the shuttle as Voss reaches for something in his pocket that causes a door to open on the side of it, allowing us to enter. As soon as we do, Voss sets down the other alien and moves over to the pilot seat to begin our escape. I take a seat away from the corpse and look out of the window as we begin to take off. That one sound effect from the door surprised me. I was about to comment on the totally oppressive silence. Yeah, it's been like quiet with very few sound effects. I take a seat away from the corpse and look out over the window as we begin to take off. It doesn't take very long for Voss to speak up. Do you see the detonator with the red button on Catherine's body? Press the red button. I quickly find it and press the button as I look out the window. In the distance, I see the station explode explode and fall apart. Can't wait to see the gods described exclusively as a faceless council because the writers don't actually understand how polytheism works and don't care to write it. Yeah. Like, fuck. It's a pet peeve of mine because it's such a simple, easy change to make. That's like small and implies more, but like you don't actually have to think about it, and it's not fun or interesting to think about on its own, right? It doesn't make a complex, like, religious system. I quickly find it and press the button as I look out the window. In the distance, I see the station explode and fall apart. To me, it's a bit akin to, like, making a map for a story. Right? Like, it's cool. I like the map more than just changing God into gods. In, like, commonly said phrases. It's like our god is a woman, but they can't even be bothered to make a milquetoast feminist statement. It's sort of. But like, how cool would it be if, like, the character said God? Like, thank God, or for God's sake. And then it turned out to not be a singular god, but polytheistic, but most people only worship a single god or something. Like, that's more interesting to me. That like implies something about the world building, that it's normal for people to only worship one god, even though there are many gods, right? I don't know. Or like the fantasy map. The map is cool, but it doesn't improve the writing. It doesn't add depth to the world on its own. It doesn't make the story better for there to be a map. Just write a better fucking story, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm being silly. I don't know. I quickly find it and press the button as I look at the window. I see in the distance. I see the station explode and fall apart. When did you have time to place any bombs? What do you think Catherine was doing whilst I was busy saving you? Like, even Ad Astra did it, and they could have just lifted Roman polytheism directly instead. I have never read Ad Astra. What do you think of... My main AI core has been destroyed from those explosions, meaning your brain is now my permanent home. Please refrain from dying. Wonderful. This is not wonderful sarcasm. I see. I hate this bit. I hate this fucking bit. God. I hope you got some enjoyment out of that. I know I did. Yeah. Yeah, I did. That felt good, actually. A small part of me looks at that station falling apart and is a little sad that my home for all this time will end up as nothing but space debris for floating around. But most of me is glad to see the place burn. So, what now? I asked as I moved seats to sit next to him in the cockpit's co-pilot seat. Now we fly back to our main ship. The rest of the crew are on another mission, and I will not be back for another 15 hours or so. We shall return and wait for them. Okay. We spent the next 15 minutes or so flying in silence before we began to approach a larger spaceship. It was pretty impressive, all things considered. I'd say it was probably the best spaceship I've ever seen. Mind you, the only spaceships I've ever seen were human ones, and by comparison, this was in a completely different league. We're here. I see that. It's impressive. It is. We've worked hard on it. We? Like, you and her, or... I asked as I point over my shoulder at his dead partner. Including myself and Catherine, there are 6 of us. The other 4 are out. We all embarked on different missions in groups of 2. It seems we are the first to return. Eventually, we docked in the bigger ship. Voss gathered some things from... Voss gathered some things from the ship and placed Catherine's body in what I can only call a freezer. We leave the hangar bay, and Voss gives me a quick tour of the ship before taking me to the end of the hallway. Oh my god, you're right, they put her in a fridge! We killed the woman, and we put her in the fridge. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god, okay. We leave the hangar bay, and Voss gives me a quick tour of the ship before taking me to the end of the hallway. This is my room. You can go in and use the shower. I'll be in with a towel for you in a minute. He opens the door and ushers me in. Oh, that's great, thank you. I waste no time, walking in and finding the door at the other side of the room. At least to the bathroom. Oh, Nikki. The shower is surprisingly simple to use. I suppose that even in space, people use handles and levers for showers and faucets. Oh, I can't show that. Oh, I can't show that. Not allowed. I start the shower and let the warm water run. It feels almost heavenly to have hot water. It feels almost heavenly to have hot water run over my body after almost 3 years of sponge baths from a sink. Okay, I have questions. You need to give me some answers. I'll do my best to answer any questions you have. Why did you let me escape? Like I stated previously, it's more advantageous to my goal if I allow you to leave, as it means I can observe your behaviors in everyday situations outside of the containment cell. I do not care for the containment you were kept in, or the creators that made me. They are not my objective. You are. Additionally, you are the last remaining humans I have for study. I cannot allow you to die whilst in this field experiment. I kind of like this AI thing going on. Like, it doesn't care about anything other than studying the person. That's its function. That's all it wants, right? That's kind of an interesting relationship, right? This was another way of making sure you will be kept safe during this experiment, even if it means direct intervention. Like, it's a common way of writing robots, but I like that. What do you mean by direct intervention? Can you control my body or something? Theoretically, yes. However, I will not, as that would directly tamper with any data from this study. On the other hand, I could always do simple things like open doors for you or tamper with any computer system like I did back on the station. I see. Any more queries? How can I understand him? Vasek. He seemed confused when I started talking to him. It's because you were speaking his mother tongue. Most creatures only speak their own language in the galactic common language. Naturally, it would be a big shock if someone speaks your language when they do not need to. I don't think you know how little that explains. What do you fucking mean? What do you mean the big doesn't explain anything? He implanted you with a fucking universal translator, you fucking dipshit. Did the doctor not brief you on the implants in your body? Species has different cultures, check bingo space. Space bingo. Yeah, I feel like a lot of fantasy does that other than that. I have implants in my body? Girl, are you fucking stupid? character who knows Terminator but doesn't seem to understand what a sci-fi translator is. Pearl was locked in there for 3 years and didn't fucking figure out what the people were doing to him. Are you fucking kidding me? I see. Most of your implants are physical and biological enhancements to your anatomy, such as lungs that can withstand more varied pressures or stronger muscles. There are also 2 implants in your head. The first is how I am talking to you. The second is a universal translator. It works by identifying the species of the person you are looking at, and then changing your vocals to match a language they can understand. What is happening? What is happening? Why is he sliding into the screen? Okay. Why is this the game that makes me lose my shit? Hot wolf avian jump scare. That's kinda cool, actually. What's your name? My designation is Artificial Intelligence 7564193B2D92. Boyfriend who sneaks up on you weeping Angel's tablet with backshot. Okay, yeah, that's boring. We need to find you a new name. What about Ox? This is also like the first scene that has nudity in it, and it's like, it's pathetic. It's unsexy. You saw it, right? Like, any name not containing a correctly identifying set of numerical and alphabetical numbers would be ineffective at correctly identifying this unit. I don't care. We are in silence for a few moments before I hear a click on the floor like a claw that just stepped on a tile. For your information, the Cylon has been standing in the doorway of the bedroom and staring at you for most of this conversation. As the AI speaks those words, I jolt up and turn around to see Boss staring at me. He looks a little shocked. Sorry, I didn't mean to stare. I've only seen one of your people before. Do your people have stripes, or are they scars? Oh, it's okay. I've never seen anyone other than my own kind, so I suppose I should be having the same reaction. They are scars, we don't have stripes. He does a little nervous cough before speaking. Well, by the standards of all the species in this galaxy, you don't look too odd. If people would write stories to scare children about someone like you, do I frighten you? No. I think you're pretty cool looking. I look cold? Fuck me. No, I mean that you look nice and interesting. Interesting? Well, by my people's standards, you look like you could be someone's top chew toy. I feign irritation with some over-the-top gesture and see a shit-eating grin drag across his face as he plops a very large towel on the counter before turning to leave. I hope that this is big enough for you. Tiny. Am I tiny or are you just really fucking big? Perhaps both. But that would still mean you were small. And chewable. Wait. Ah. That's really good. I like that. As he walks out of the bathroom, he looks at me over his shoulder and makes a snapping motion with his maw, which gets a laugh out of me. You may sleep on my bed for tonight until we clean up one for the spare rooms for you. And why'd he do that? I don't know. Imagining it like a gorilla fake charge. Oh, right, like they like charge at you and then show their ass. Our fabricator isn't working at the moment. We will have to wait till tomorrow for one of the other members to return and fix it before we can make you any clothes. Right, I was starting to get bored of those robes. I laugh a little and he smiles too. It's a nice smile. I finish up in the shower and begin to tidy up. The towel he gave me is clearly meant... Okay, I can uncensor it. Maw detected. War game potential increased to 65%. This is not a drill. I finish up in the shower and begin to tidy up. The towel he gave me is clearly meant for someone much larger, though it makes sense considering that this is probably his towel. It has a wet dog smell, so I have a feeling I'm right. Does he not wash it? I walk up to the ridiculously huge bed and plop myself down on it. I feel like I sink into it as the heavy blanket holds me down. It doesn't take me long to pass out. Okay, fade out the scene. I feel myself stir to the gentle hum of an engine. He's a bro type guy. Of course he doesn't wash. That's gay. Oh, whoops. I feel myself stir to the gentle hum of an engine, an unusual thing, for sure, considering how quiet the station I was. Ugh. How quiet the station I was kept in was. I almost thought I was dreaming before I remembered my escape with Voss. Ox, are you still there? Yes, how may I assist? What time is it? Around 2:34 a.m. on the Galactic Standard Clock. 28 hours a day, 34 days a month, 442 days a year, or 13 months. This is the general calendar of the capital planet of the Galactic Federation, Narcissus. Do you get it? Right, thanks. Of course. This ship is also currently on course for Narcissus. The Cylon mentioned it in a conversation with someone called the Captain while you slept. This vessel will apparently meet up with the Captain and other crew members on the way to the capital. Great. I think I'm gonna go take a walk. I suppose I can do that now. I stand up slowly and begin to walk towards the bedroom door. It opens up automatically and allows me to exit. The hallways are a nice blue-gray color, a stark difference to the bleach white walls of my cell and the hallways of the prison I was in. As I continue to walk, I come across a set of stairs and a ladder, the first going down and the ladder going up. I was going to go down assuming that it went to a kitchen or something, but I heard someone upstairs. Yeah, new weird sleeping snores. My assumption that it was just me and Voss on the ship led me to believe that my savior was talking to himself. As I climb to the top of the ladder, I see Voss sitting on a couch. He's talking to someone, but I can't see who. Voss turns around to look at me for a moment before speaking again. Sorry, sister, I'll have to cut this short. I'll talk to you another time. A time. Of course, V, go and talk to your new playmate. You let out a low growl, which is followed by an artificial beep on the device he's holding. I walk over to the couch he's sitting on before looking around at the observatory-like room I find myself in. Certainly, a nice feel, I'll give him that. Family? Sister. One of my 5 siblings and the biggest pain in my ass. Aren't all siblings pain in the ass? Pains in the ass. Vast thinks for a moment before making a face that someone implies agreement. So, 6 kids, huh? Your parents had to deal with all of you? I feel bad for them. Vast chuckles for a moment before moving to one end of the couch and gesturing for me to sit at the other. No, they were very skilled at their role as parents and raised as well. Well, most of us, I suppose. You suppose? It's a long story. He chuckles again, and I can't help but join him. I can tell he's a little apprehensive of me being so close. So, like, this guy has been shirtless this whole time. I don't know, I'm fucking... Damn it, he's cute in his tits. I don't think so. I don't think he's cute. I'm not charmed. Not sure I understand why, considering he's more than double my size, and I'm pretty sure those talons are sharper than knives. Thank you for saving my life, by the way. I would definitely have died if you hadn't. Don't thank me too much. I would have been the reason you died if I hadn't heard you calling out from your cell. And I think I probably would have... Sound. I have this theory that I'm slightly dyslexic. So I'll test that. Oh, that looks horrible. And I think I probably would have ended up like Catherine if it wasn't for you and that AI, so... I suppose we're even. Fair enough. I'm sorry about your friend, by the way. She is with her ancestors now and in a better place. Anyways, don't feel bad for me. Don't feel sorry for me. Okay, this is clearly not helping. I just read like shit. She is with her ancestors now and in a better place. Anyway, don't feel sorry for me. I have to tell her brother what happened when he gets back. I don't envy that. Good luck, though. She's in a better place, the freezer. Yeah, I'm sorry she got fringed. That must have been really fucking hard for you. Fuck this game. I look out of the observatory glass again and stare out at some of the furthest stars, wondering which one is home. These stars are moving hella fast. I look out of the observatory glass again and stare out at some of... Oh, right. I suppose sitting next to this furry giant proves aliens exist, so how many other planets are out there, full of life too? Beautiful, isn't it? I came up here to think, mostly. You're welcome to use it as well, while you were on the ship. Mostly? Yeah, mostly. Sometimes I call my sister and end up wanting to rip my fur out. Sounds right for talking to siblings. Do you have any? No. Want to trade? In fact, forget the trade. You can just have all of them. I'd have to meet them before agreeing to such permanent deals. I giggle and look back over him just in time to catch another toothy grin. Probably not the best idea. They would rip you to pieces. If they're as big as you are, it probably wouldn't be that difficult for them. My home planet is orbiting the tiny little star all the way over there. It points to a pinprick of a star in the distance. They're all distance. They're fucking stars. They're... Ugh. I'm too fucking science brain to enjoy sci-fi sometimes. You miss it? Sometimes. You ever go back? It's complicated. God, tell me about it. I'd say with an obvious inflection of sarcasm. I would rather not. Oh. I didn't mean it. It was sarcasm. Sarcasm? Why, you know sarcasm is... Is it the third fucking time you're doing this bit? I was basically saying that it's complicated for me too, so I know how you feel. Of course we have sarcasm in space, it just helps if you do it right. If you were wondering, your home planet is located here. Whoa. Okay, that's a fun little visual thing, I like that. Fox says, as a ring appears in my vision around a blank piece of space. My home is somewhere over there. Apparently. How do you know? Fox told me. Fox? But he sounds like he struggled to pronounce the last one. Maybe that word didn't translate properly. The AI in my head. You named it? I name all the voices in my head. A look of concern crosses his face. I can't tell if you're joking or not. I guess the protagonist is plural? Our doctor will need to perform a medical examination on you tomorrow. Oh great, more doctors. He nods back over a set of stars that look a little closer than the rest. We are on a course for Narcissus. It's the capital planet of the Galactic Federation and the captain of the rest of the crew and blah blah. He narrows his eyes and adopts some sort of scowl. He seems angry. Oh shit. Were you pretending to sleep? Oh no, I was certainly very asleep. Actually, that was the best couple of hours of sleep I've gotten in just over 3 human years. About 3 years. Ops heard you talking to the captain while I was asleep and told me when I woke up. That is almost concerning. Tell me about it. I'm as scared as I am impressed. Why did you say almost? I did. What? What? Almost concerning. What? I look at him expectantly, but he doesn't speak. Because you aren't going to tell me why? No. Great. What? What is going on? We both stop talking for a few moments as we gaze at the stars around us. 3 years? That's how long I was in that station. Oh. Do you wish to talk about it? Maybe another town. Fine. He nods as his ears fall back, and I can tell he doesn't know what to say. So I move to another topic. So what happens now? Well, I spoke to the captain about you at the same time that I reported to him about our mission. And he will wish to speak with you, obviously. Obviously. I roll my eyes and he notices. Sarcasm? No, but no. Man, all my funniness is wasted. What? What funniness? Okay. He will look confused, but he tries to brush it off by changing conversations again. You should try to sleep. The rest of the crew should arrive in 10 hours or so. Don't panic, we will keep you safe until something can be done for you. Thank you. What are they like? If I told you, then it would ruin the surprise, wouldn't it? I would imagine that I am first interaction with a different species that wasn't trying to experiment on. Actually, you are the first. I only ever heard that mad scientist a few times. I never saw or spoke to him besides the very first time that I woke up during an experiment. He was there for that, but I never saw him after. So, I'd say you were the first. Actually, I'm probably the first of my people to meet someone of an alien species. Really? That changes everything. It does? The captain will explain it better than I ever could, so I won't bother trying. Galactic law has never been my forte. I see. Well, just so you know, I think you're doing a pretty good job with the first contact thing. I'd say you're doing a terrible job. Hey, every puppy, how's it going? Hello, Restructivist. He laughs. It's deep and gravelly. It's a nice laugh. That says gravely, but whatever. I showed up late, but just in time for Beefy Wolf Alien Man Thing conversation. Are people like still joining in? Oh god, I'm having like a horrible time with this visual novel. I think it sucks. I let out a little chuckle alongside him. Oh, it's been an hour to meet you, Vast. The honor is mine. He gives me a small nod out of the corner of my eye. I can see the tip of his very long tail wagging slightly. Yeah, right, if I'm going to be meeting lots of new people in a few hours, I'm going to get some more sleep. Are you sure you don't want your bed back? It's no problem. I have some things I need to do, like update the cat. Plus, sleeping up here is pretty nice too. Alright, see you later. He lets out an irritated chuckle of sorts as I turn away. I just might kill that woman one day. Night. Sleep well.
Yummy snack.
Yay! Snack time. I might sincerely stop here and play a different visual novel. Okay. Chat, what are your thoughts so far? Can we really eat a snack? This is so realistic. It's clunky, but like, I can't not see someone write the furry of their dreams and not be a little charmed. Yeah, I guess. I'm very much going off of my own tastes, and my own tastes are telling me this sucks. Um, it's clunky. The writing is really annoying to me. I think I summed it up very nicely earlier with very Reddit in a bad way. Yeah, it does feel like that. It doesn't feel like it's adding depth to sci-fi as a concept to me, and I just think that's not worth it. Generic sci-fi isn't worth it. And I don't even think the characters are hot. I escaped the station yesterday. I still find it hard to believe that I didn't die in here like everyone else. It sounds like I'm making it up every time I think about it, because it just feels so surreal to be sleeping in a soft bed again. Mind you, it's not my bed. It's the bed of a super huge alien man that helped me escape. Ox recommended that I continue to do this diary for whatever reason, and I don't really see an issue with it, so why not? Oh, Ox is this alien AI that's in my head. I asked Faust if I could have something to be able to continue this diary. He didn't really understand, but he gave me an old data pad that he wiped clean. I'm supposed to be meeting the rest of the crew soon, so I hope they're as lovely as Voss is. Oh. Or at least as nice as Voss seems to be. I can't be sure I can trust him yet, but I guess he hasn't given me a reason not to trust him either. Apparently, we're heading to the galactic capital. Not sure why, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Unsure of how to follow that up. So I guess I'll end this entry here. Later. Yeah, I'm gonna save here.
Yummy Slurpee.
Quit. Um, I think I'm gonna spin the wheel again, but I think I prefer to just play the one that I think might be better. Well, what should we do? Do I pick or do I spin the wheel? I think I should just pick. I will reveal my choice after the break, so it's tight. We need a palate cleanser, yeah. Okay. We'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. The my voice is rested a little bit. Oh, there we go. Oop. Okay. We're gonna be playing Sylving, which I think looks better. Like straightforwardly, the art is kind of appealing to me. I think the boy is cute enough. I can fix him. He looks like a plushie. Alright. I'm currently downloading it. Let's see, how is chat holding up? Let me put chat on my phone. Nice. Let me boost the stream one more time. Twitch drops. What? When did I enable Twitch drops? What the fuck is this? Okay. Whatever. Is the download complete? Yes. No. Fuck. Fuck. Wah. Pretty sure this is also a Rumpy game. I feel like it would just be a Rumpy game. Okay. The booster. The booster. Hmm. Currently unzipping. It's taking a little while. 4 more minutes. Can I just run it from here? Probably not. Yeah. Nah. I have to wait for it to uncompress. I probably should have done this before I took the break, but okay. Oh, oh, it's very fast. Oh no, it's very slow again. Almost there. There we go. It is a Rumpy game. Of course it is. That's like literally all you need to make a fucking visual novel is you need to learn how to fucking work with Rumpy. That's it. That's all there is. You don't need to do anything else. Nope. Nope. What? What's going on? There we go. Sylving. Alright, there's a gallery, which is always fun. CG. Oh my god, look at him! Petting him. I'm pretty sure these are the ones that are like on the itch.io page. The rest are all locked. Gallery, main menu. Oh, that's like the main menu art, I guess. Oh, that's a modern person. He has an iPhone. Okay. Extra. Oh, that's a penis. Oh, that's a penis. Oh, god. I can't show this shit. Fuck. I do enjoy when they pose muscular characters in like soft ways, like that itch.io header picture. Yeah, I think that's what did it for me. He's like muscular, but he's presented as like a soft, cuddly plushie. That's good. I like that. I'll have to have the fucking censor bar at the ready. Be warned. This visual novel contains mature content, such as depictions of nudity and sex, violence and blood, discussion of trauma, and other sensitive subject matter. By continuing, you acknowledge that you are of legal age to view this content in your region. Yes. Aaron. Aaron. No, dear. Conquer jump scare. That's my censor bar. No bonking allowed. You're not allowed to see it, it's for my eyes only. Because Switch is a family-friendly service, allegedly. One blinded by pride. Their intention is different, but history will repeat itself. They will hunt, but it will bring no food to the table. The world is changing. The world is always changing, yet a stagnant mind brings nothing but misfortune. Okay, I'm gonna fucking check if they have the fucking... No, they don't have the fucking dyslexia-friendly text. Oh. I think more games should have that. That's really cool. I like that the last game included that. I think it helped me a little bit. They will hunt, but it will bring no food to the table. The world is always changing, yet a stagnant mind brings nothing but misfortune. But wait. Oh? What? Full animation? What a peculiar scent. This passing breeze does not belong here, yet it seems so familiar to me. Oh, a naughty fox is prancing around where he doesn't belong, and he'll bring a new cub teeming with potential. So much fun to have. Change is finally coming to these dreary lands. The challenges that face him will be great, but he's not alone. Oh, what passion I see. Many stories have ended before, and now another will begin. Oh, I can't wait to meet our little cub. Baby time. I'm finally back. It's been a few years since I last saw this place. The default... It's got the default text box. It's cool. No matter how much this area changes, with new buildings and newer junk, this spot always remains untouched. Just seeing the opening is getting me all nostalgic. I can't remember when it started, but I always loved coming to my cave as a kid, most often in summer. The area is closed off like usual, but I never cared about that. This place has been run down for as long as I can remember. The only thing showing its private property is a broken, rusty fence. As far as I know, nobody's ever gotten in trouble for trespassing, so the idea of getting caught is the last thing on my mind. Heading in, the darkness surrounds me, but the faint light from the entrance is enough to find my way. The moist, stuffy air weighs down on me. There's almost no airflow, and the smell of earth is quite powerful. The ceiling gets lower and lower as I make my way farther in. I miss the days when I was a kid and I didn't have to bend down like this. Getting further in, the exit's enchanting light frees me from the darkness. I always feel like Gollum when I see them, like, a sick reference, bro. My British. Oh my god, okay. Love it. You like that movie? And there it is, big, proud, and vibrantly red as ever. Do like all visual novels have to have a big tree in them? My parents never knew about this cave. Whenever I wanted some space to myself, I came here, my own private treehouse. Well, minus the house. I've never met anyone out here before. As far as I'm aware, no one else even knows about this place. Which is strange, come to think of it. A cave as magnificent as this should attract some attention. I couldn't even find it online. It's empty today as well, but I prefer it that way. I've always enjoyed having this place all to myself. Deltarune reference, red tree. It's like that, pinkish red and orange. Yeah. The air is lighter and easier to breathe compared to the tunnel, but the dampness is still there. I walk up to the tree and drop my back at its base, before zipping up my sweater. The chill in here is quite nice after enduring the hot weather outside. I inspect the tree, seeing if anything is out of place. It's just as I remember it being. The walls of the cave are covered in moss and thick vines. Grass dots the rest of the clearing, with a crescent pond surrounding it all. The sun shines through the giant hole above, filtering through the leaves and branches. I'm relieved this place is still untouched. There have been reports of theft and vandalism in the area lately. I got worried they might have been in my cave. Not my cave! I really hope they don't find their way here, but it's best I prepare for the worst and make the most of it while I can. I pull out my brand new smartphone and ready the camera. God, I wish smartphones captured fucking scenes this perfectly. I want to at least keep the memory of this place alive if anything were to happen. The pictures on my old phone weren't all that great because of the bad camera, so it was only time to get one. My cave, my twig. Moving around to different spots of the cave, I snap a few pictures of the tree while searching for the best angle. My photography skills have improved a lot since my last visit, if I do say so myself. After taking multiple shots from every angle in the cave, I feel like I've gotten enough to look through to find the best ones when I get back to the house. I'm about to grab my backpack and leave, but then I stop for a second to think. I only really came for the pictures, but it would be a shame to go so soon. I've been so busy moving, I haven't had any time to relax. I plop down at its roots, and I lean my back against it. A backpack and phone lie next to me as I run my fingers through the soft green grass. I remember the times I would come here and read my comic books, eat snacks, and play with toys I brought with me. Things were just different back then. All I've done for the past few years is work, and more work, and at an electronics store in the big city. It was alright working there in general, but when it came to helping customers who wanted me to explain the more complicated machines and gadgets, I was no help. It's not for the lack of trying, my mind just couldn't get all the information found at the store's computer to stick. It was even worse when I couldn't really explain it clearly to the customers. It was discouraging working there and feeling like an idiot every day. I gave them my resignation letter and moved back home. I could honestly need a break to sort out my thoughts and feelings first, but I have to find a new job in the area already. I couldn't really save money when I spend most of it on bills and groceries, and so I'll rely on my last paycheck for one more month. Many people my age had moved away since this place is far away from towns and cities, so it shouldn't be that hard to get a job at one of the few local stores still left. Once I'm back on my feet, I'll look for an apartment so I can live on my own again. I'm just glad my parents let me live with them for a bit, use my old bedroom. Dad's been having trouble doing things around the house lately, so I'll be helping around when I live there. Which I don't mind, not having much to do. I'll probably be busy sending applications for a new job when I get back home, so I might as well rest before I leave. It's been too long since I could just close my eyes and do nothing. Doing nothing is highly underrated. If only my job could be laying around all day. The sound of footsteps followed by rustling right beside me. Is there someone else here? Guess I'm not the only one in this place after all. Opening my eyes, I can't see anything. Ooh. I can't see anything but a big blur in front of me. Did I get some dust in my eyes or something? I rubbed my eyes, almost willing my vision to clear before looking up. What the? A fox, dressed to the nines, is playing with his phone. His costume even has a big fluffy tail sticking out from under his cloak. Oh god, is this yet another world where furries aren't normal? Come on. Not exactly what I was expecting, especially not in this old cave. Is he a LARPer? I've seen people online dressing up in old-timey outfits, but the whole fox costume is a bit much. Is there like a furry reindeer convention in town or something? Why can't they tell that it's not a costume? The eyebrows are moving, it's fucked up. Hey. I wave my hand, trying to get his attention. Hello? He's so focused on his phone. What could he be? Wait a second. Hey, that's my phone! What is wrong with this guy? Can't he hear me? No, he can definitely hear me. He's just pretending like he can't. Whoever with this guy is, he clearly isn't all put together in the head. Hey, I'm talking to you. I get up on my feet and march forward. I said, I'm talking to you. Yep. He finally gives a response after raising my voice and grabbing his shoulder. He jumps back in complete surprise as if he'd seen a ghost. Not exactly the reaction I was expecting, but I guess he's staying in character? By the elders, how can you see me? Okay, definitely a LARPer. No one talks like that unless they've watched too many fantasy movies. Or he's just hilarious. He is, after all, wearing a full-body fursuit with stuffy medieval attire, like in the late summer. Maybe he came here to cool off. And I've got a closer look at him. His mask is strangely well made. The eyes are so realistic, and the way the mouth moves when he speaks is uncanny. I can't imagine how much it must have cost to get such a believable costume. Why are protagonists all stupid? Fucking get it over with. Listen, I'm not sure what you want, but if you need help contacting someone, I can... You stole my fucking phone. Give me my phone back. My fucking phone. Oh my god. Stop right there. I chase after him, but he's already got a big lead on me. I shout at the top of my lungs, but he ignores it. He looks back for a moment, shocked that I'm still following, and breaks into a dead sprint. He exits the cave long before I do. When I breach the threshold, I only catch a glimpse of him as he darts down the road. Realistic fox behavior. We're in a forest now? We must have come out a different tunnel. I thought for sure. That after all the time I spent in this cave, that there was only the one exit. I put my focus back on the fleeing fox, running through the bushes ahead. With how dense the foliage is, I might lose him. I attempt to gain ground by leaping over the bush and the dirt road. Leaping over the brush, the dirt road bends around. Looking left and right, I catch the fox guy turning a corner far ahead of me. How is he so much faster than me? That costume should be too heavy for him to run like that. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm already out of breath, and the farther we run, the farther away he gets. I don't know if I can keep this up. Oh. Finally out of the forest, I come to a slow stop. This is more open landscape. In this more open landscape, I can see for quite a distance. There's no sign of him. I didn't realize I was such a terrible shape. My heart's pounding like crazy. How was that guy able to run so fast? He was an Olympic level sprinter doing such a ridiculous costume, stealing other people's phones. After a short rest, my breathing is mostly back to normal, but there's still this slight sting in my chest. It's been a while since I've run for this long. It wasn't all that far really, but that's what I get for being a couch potato. Straightening myself up, I take a look around. A half-rotted fence is slumped on the side of the road, and a golden field of grain lies further on. The thick forests and mountains beyond aren't familiar to me at all. An uneasy feeling overtakes me, as if I'm not supposed to be here. We couldn't have gone too far, maybe I just never knew there were mountains over this way. Which direction did we even go? Not wanting to give up on my phone, I continue down the road. Maybe someone saw the fox guy and which way he went. He sort of sticks out. The pain in my chest grows dull, spreading outward as I feel a headache coming on. That's when I see a familiar piece of fabric, caught in a thorn bush on the side of the road. Okay, so he went in this direction. Maybe I can lure him to come back for it? Hey, fox guy! Found a piece of your costume just stuck to this bush. If you want to give me my phone back and we'll call it even. No answer. I was hoping he'd at least show himself, but we could try talking it out, and maybe I could convince him to return it. Give me a moment for this behind. I need a yummy snack. If this is some sort of prank, it's not funny. Ugh, my headache is getting worse. Letting out a loud, frustrated groan. I grabbed the thorn fabric from my bush. From the bush. Not sure what to do with it, but it's something. I stuff it in my pocket. Dear. I just hope he doesn't unlock my phone before I can have it blocked. It's strange how big this forest is. If I had known all this was on the other side of the cave, I would have explored it years ago. But for now, I'm just hoping to find my way home before I get a migraine. I think it's hard to think straight through the throbbing pain, feeling hotter by the second. Did I come this way? No, not here. I think maybe the turn was farther down. Ah! My head. Pounding is getting worse. Every heartbeat makes it feel like my skull will crack open from the inside. My whole body is sweating like crazy, making my clothes stick to my skin. I open my sweater, and the fan flaps against my torso. Anything to cool down. The pain in my chest is now an intense ache when I breathe. It's like my lungs are screaming at me not to take in the air. Every bone in my body itches like crazy, like ants crawling under my skin. I can't think anymore. My steps are getting more and more sluggish the further I walk. Magic exposure disease. Something isn't right. I double over, just trying to breathe. I can feel that my heartbeat pulse through my entire body. Everything feels wrong. I need help. I try to yell for help, but my voice won't come out. All I can do is gasp for air. I think this might just be TF onset straight up. The harder I try to breathe, the more difficult it becomes. What is wrong? Ugh. My whole body feels sore. Feels like I was hit by a car. Very big car. Repeatedly. Oh no, it's Isekai. It's the Isekai car. I try to turn over, but my body has no energy to move. Body, how can you betray me like this? I thought we were friends. What time is it? I didn't hear my alarm go off. Meekly stretching my arm out, I reach for my nightstand. But I can only feel more space on my bed. I don't remember my bed being this wide, or I even got to bed. I just hope I plugged my phone in before I went to sleep. My phone. My phone! I jump into a staring position as my eyes fly wide open, looking around frantically for my phone. But it's set up too fast and slumped back down, dizzy. If I find myself on something soft in a brightly lit room, I find myself on something soft in a brightly lit room. Sharp sunlight shines from the right until I squint until my eyes adjust. Where am I? This place is fancy as fuck. Oh, they have the little dust particles. That's really cool. They got a fucking particle system and fucking wimpy. Sitting up fully on the bed, I grip the silky red sheet that's covering me. Slowly it dawns on me how truly unfamiliar my surroundings are. All the furniture looked like antiques, and I can't see any lights, outlets, or other trappings of modern design. Their chest made of solid wood with intricate carvings. It looks handmade, the features looking a bit asymmetrical in parts. Not that I'm judging the craftsmanship. Clearly, whoever made it knew what they were doing and did a far better job than I ever could. A similarly designed wardrobe stands on the opposite end of the room. It's so tall it almost grazes the ceiling. I wonder how anyone could get it through the door in the first place. Next to it is a big wooden tub. Very simple, with just two metal hoops holding it together. Turning to my right, I see a drawer with a big mirror on top and a candelabra. I remember my grandma actually had something like this in her bedroom. I think she called it a vanity. Does the protagonist not know how to move furniture? I guess not. It does look ridiculously heavy for a wardrobe. The little carved accents give it a simple elegance. It's way nicer than any of my furniture. I look around some more and spy some red drapes, a painting, and a shield. I've never seen a real shield in real life before. It strikes me as an odd thing to decorate a room with. Bro doesn't have shields. Beeps an acute understanding of the situation at hand into the mind of my main character with my possum transgender mind powers. Yeah. It's a little bit annoying to me when it takes protagonists so fucking long to figure out what's happening to them. The setup would be a perfect fit if it wasn't for my shoes and sweater in the middle of it all. Wait, how did I even get here? My mind's still trying to wake up, and I'm not entirely convinced I'm not dreaming. Whoa, heavy. The floor creaks from behind a door. Is someone there? Are you up, stranger? They heard you shout. Oh. A deep and husky voice comes through the door. I don't know why, but I feel uneasy. Hello? My voice is raspy and weak. I didn't realize it until now, but my throat is painfully dry. Hi! Oh, good. You're finally awake. I wish Skyrim was like this. God. Pet, 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 pet. I guess husky was a pun here. Yeah, maybe. Good. You're finally awake. What? A wolf? Okay. We're gonna do this bit. We're gonna do this whole bit. Big werewolf. Sexy werewolf. Glad to see you're in better condition today. The big werewolf comes closer. I have to tilt my head back to meet his gaze due to his towering height. That's awesome. I love big, large men who can crush me. I just need him to be fatter. Your favor was dangerously high when I found you. I'm relieved you managed through the night. He leans forward, placing his hairy hand against my forehead. I'm so stunned I'm completely frozen. Has your fever gone down? I jump back in bed with a silent scream, sucking in air. I stare at him wide-eyed. My apologies, I didn't mean to startle you. I shouldn't have touched you without asking. But it looks like you're well enough to move on your own again. That's good. How are you feeling, stranger? I'm too busy reeling from the sight of him, answering him without thinking. Fine? That's good to hear. Can I ask you to stay in bed a little longer? You were unresponsive for a long time, and I'd like you to take things slow. Werewolf. An actual werewolf. Why aren't you fucking him? Come on, there's a werewolf right in front of you. And his tits are out. Put 2 and 2 together, you fucking bitch. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Agma. They should make one of these furry isekais where the main character is actually a furry and starts like futuring out instead of this. On it, boss. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Agma. May I have your name? Can't very well keep calling you stranger. He chuckles, and my apprehension is chipped away a little by little. This isn't exactly what I was expecting when meeting a werewolf for the first time. Here. My name doesn't work for visual novels like this. Like, oh yeah, my name is Ear. It's really fucking weird that you're like an animal. Fuck off. Dear, quite fine name for a lion. Deer is quite a fine name for a lion. Okay. Fucking whatever. For a lion? I guess that's a compliment, but why a lion? Why is he being so polite? Movies are giving me a much different concept of werewolf behavior. Movies aren't fucking real. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. Horror flicks aren't exactly the most reliable source of information. But at the same time, I'm just happy he's not mauling me right now. I think he should bite my neck. Struggling for words, I put a hand to my face as I scan the room again. Am I really awake? My face feels strange. Feeling around my cheeks, nose, and mouth, everything is strangely lumpy, and things seem to be out of place. At least there's no pain, but something is definitely wrong. What happened to my face? My face is so big and swollen. When I found you, aside from fever, you seemed unharmed. Don't worry, there are no lumps or bruises to be found on your muzzle. Here, have some water. You need to drink a lot when you have a high fever like that. He leans to the side and pulls up a mug from the floor. I hadn't even noticed it was there, being so close to the bed that I couldn't see it. Here. There's more in the pitcher when you need it. Before I can grasp the mug, I see my own hand for the first time. Since waking up in this bizarre place.
Yummy Slurpee.
Yummy Slurpee coming up. Listen, if I woke up and I looked at my arm and there was fur everywhere, would you not immediately clock that you had a muzzle? That's gotta feel radically different from having a regular mouth. Probably, yeah. If I woke up and I looked at my hand and it was a paw and it was fur, I would start jerking it. My hand? Your what? As I raise my left hand, only to see it's the same as well. Oh. Rub the hands on the arms, feeling my fingers stroking fur. If I was petting a cat, as if I was petting a cat. But it's like an out-of-body experience. Like my brain can't quite resolve the conflict of sensation and expectation. Is this really my arm? You mean your paw. Does it hurt? You mean your paws? You mean your paws? You're being fucking force furry, just force mammaled. You mean your fucking paws? No, but why are my arms covered in fur? The big werewolf immediately goes silent. The tension cutting the air feels as sharp as any knife. I shouldn't have said that. I don't want to upset the wolf, especially not before I can figure out what's going on. Whatever is wrong with me, it'll be the safest to act natural and take things in stride for now. Play along now, panic later. I mean, why is my fur so orange today? It must be light in here. My mind's been pretty foggy since I woke up. I'm all over the place right now. I know what you are. You're a joke story, see? That's a good sign. You're well enough to crack jokes. Your recovery must be coming along well. I try to smile back at him, but it's hard to muster one while thinking about whatever's going on with me. Joking aside, you'd better drink up. Your body needs all the water it can when you're sick. He hands the sizable mug of water to me, and I accept it gingerly. His tits are so big. Can I touch them? You should drink as much as you can. I'm happy to refill the pitcher when it runs out. See, this is a good sign that I'm enjoying the visual novel, is I'm, like, asking if I can grab the character. Warrior Cats say you, or Firestar is a human turned cat. If Warrior Cats had been like that, I would not have bounced off the book as a kid the way I did. I don't know anything about Warrior Cats. I've never seen you in the village before, dear. Are you new in these lands? I guess. Where are you from? I'm from a town not too far from here, I think. Really? The nearest town is several days' journey from here. Can you tell me the name of your town? It doesn't seem like it's a good idea to answer that question, but at the same time, it seems like a worse idea to lie. Not knowing what else to do, I look up and down and keep quiet. Seem a bit tense. You're still not fully recovered. There should be some rival root somewhere in this house. A cup of it should help calm your nerves. Do you like rival root, dear? I've never heard anything called rival root. It sounds medieval. Rival root. Is that how you pronounce it? Rival root. Sounds medicinal. Sure, I can handle bitter drinks. That's good. You stay here and rest while I go downstairs and fetch it. With that, he walks out the door. Finally alone again, my hands are shaking. I can't believe I just talked to a real werewolf. And didn't come. It took real restraint to do that. Looking down at the water in the mug, I carefully lift it to my lips. I take a long gulp, the cool water rehydrating my throat. But the water spills out from the sides of my mouth and drips down onto my shirt. Oh my god, you can't drink normally anymore. I'm actually really liking the way that it's like transitioning into the new body and getting used to all the new sensations. That's fucking awesome. I love that. Like really thinking about what would be different about your body now that you are a furry. That's awesome. I love that. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon was my theory in Awakening. Looking down at the water in the mug, I carefully lift it to my lips. I take a long gulp, the cool water rehydrating my throat. But this water spills out from the sides of my mouth and drips into my shirt. I try not to think about it, just chug it down what I can. I'll worry about what's wrong with my mouth later. Apto shit? What is apto shit? What? I set the empty mug on the bed next to me and release a great sigh of relief. I really needed that. The experience of having unfamiliar body parts, aptophilia, is apparently a word for it. I've never heard of that. That's good. I like that. Getting used to having a tail. I have like a furry tail accessory that I wear sometimes, and wearing it feels really cool. And part of what feels really cool is getting used to navigating around. And sometimes I have to carry my tail in my hands, my paws. Looking down over the blanket, I can make out the shape of my legs. If my arms are like this, then does that mean feet bulge? Awesome. I like how the artist is trying to do cross-hatching but doesn't quite get it. I could see true. Pulling the blanket away, I can see that my feet are now covered in that same light orange fur. And my feet have been replaced with paws, with wide toes and claws. Lifting up my shirt, I see a fluffy belly with white tuft poking out of my pants. The scent of sweat hits my nose, making my nostrils flare, and I cringe. I cover my nose, inadvertently feeling that odd lump on my face again. My face. I need to look at myself in the mirror right now. I hop off the bed and onto my feet, only to immediately fall to the floor. Ow. Using the stool next to the vanity, I pull myself up. My legs are shaking like newborn fawn. Everything with these new feet feels wrong, even just standing on them. Putting one hand on the vanity, I push most of my weight against it and face the mirror. In its reflection, I don't see myself. Instead, I see a lion man wearing my clothes. Did we see the main character's face before the transformation? No, we didn't. Dear reference. I raise my hand towards my face, and the lion does the same with his. My fingers feel short, bristly fur. I like that he's referring to the lion version of himself as not himself, right? The lion does the same. It's not me, it's the lion. It's different, but somehow it's exactly me. The fur has a warm, light color to it. The cream white muzzle is capped with a broad pink nose. The eyes have a radiant blue color. The contrast with the orange fur makes them stand out more. Blue eyes white person. There's a patch of white hair on his head, roughly swept back like a mohawk, and nestled between round feline ears. Staring at him for a long, long time, the truth of what I'm seeing slowly washes over me. The fur stands on end. The fur bristles and stand on end. Looking closer, I catch something moving in the corner of my eye. I turn to look behind me and then down. At the base of my spine is a white-tipped tail flicking back and forth. Feeling around my lower back, my hands find the base of the tail slipping over my belt line. I have a tail? That's fucking awesome! Hearing the door creak behind me, I jump back against the vanity, nearly falling over and taking it with me. You're the jumpy one, aren't you? I'm glad to see you're up and about. But you really should take it slow. I couldn't find the revel root in the house, so I'll need to head out. For now, you'd better eat something. You were out for a whole day, so I know you must be starving. But you need to be careful to eat light, today since it's been a while. In his hand, he offers me what I assume is a bread roll. Sitting down on the padded stool, I stare up at him and take the bread from his hand. It's really stale.
Yummy snack.
Ooh. It's really stale. If it weren't for the weight, I'd assume he just grabbed a rock from outside to mess with me. It smells somewhere between old grain and chalk. I can't see any mold on it, but it's so still I have to wonder when exactly it was baked. How old is this bread? It's fine, I just bought it, so there's no need for it. Go ahead and eat it. No good comes from an empty stomach. Real? It's so hard. It might be, but a lion like you shouldn't have any trouble with it. Do I really have to eat this? It's not like a baguette. It really is hard as rock all throughout. Pretty sure if I bite into this bread, I'll break every single tooth I have. But with how empty my stomach is right now, I'm desperate enough to try. I find a crack at the edge of the roll, running my teeth through it. I carefully bite down. There's a loud, dull crunch in my mouth. Like I'm chewing a mouthful of cereal. It's really dry, but not inedible. Take another bigger bite, clenching my eyes, preparing for the worst. I'm worried it might be the sound of my teeth crumbling, but it feels like they survived the ordeal. The bread wasn't as bad as I feared, but the taste is extraordinarily plain. I didn't know how hungry I was until I finally got something in my belly. Before I knew it, I scarfed down the whole thing. I ate the whole thing. After finishing the bread, I see the big werewolf's been quietly staring at me. You managed to eat it all. Must mean your fever's almost gone. When I find you, I picked up what I could find, but I'm not certain if this was everything. Are you missing any belongings? I only found these things by your feet. He's pointing at my shoes, and I'm sitting on my sweater. But there is one thing that's not here. I don't see my backpack. Where did you last see it? It was with me in the clearing of the cave, next to the big red tree. People are wise to avoid the caves in that forest. They're not safe. Especially one with that tree. He waves his hand at the corner of the room. I can only assume the cave is in that general direction. What were you doing there? Did you go there with anyone else? No, I was just visiting my old cave. Your cave? It was no laughing matter. Are you saying it belongs to you? I didn't mean it like that. It was just a cave I played in as a kid, and I wanted to visit it. No one goes in that cave just to visit it. He's so serious. Did you take a bite of your food IRL at the same time your character did? Yes. Verisimilitude. Immersive. You know. He takes a step forward, pinning me against the table. What were you doing in there? I didn't do anything. But what are you eating? Cookies. What did you do in the cave, dear? I didn't do anything. I don't even know what's going on. Where am I? Why do I look like this? I'm starting to really freak out. I don't even know if I'm safe right now with those werewolves glaring at me. I can feel my emotions swell in my throat, but I'm too scared to look away. A heavy silence fills the room, broken only by the faint mumbles and noises drifting through the window. We stare at each other uncomfortably for a painfully long amount of time. You're clearly not feeling well. You need more time to rest. I must go out for a while. Stay safe. Stay here until I return. Without another word, he's gone. I can hear his heavy steps followed by the sound of a door opening and closing downstairs. Why is there like crowd noises? What's up with that? Feeling a little relieved, I register a sharp pain in my hands. Looking down, I see that I've held them clenched tight and it hurts to open them. These new sharp claws have been dug deep into my palm. I'm not bleeding, but I've left deep red marks in them. What just happened to me? This game is so obsessed with like the sensory aspects of being a furry. I love it. What is that werewolf after? Why would he take care of me? And what was with the interrogation? Not a real lion man thing. I want to be honest, but I don't even know what he expects me to say. He's not happy with how evasive I'm being, but it's not like he was explaining himself all that much either. And I have to sit here and wait for him to come back. How am I thinking? I can't stay here. Without my phone to call for help, my only option is to find my way back through the cave ASAP. I lean down and grab my shoes. I can only hope that Wolf won't be back anytime soon. Come on, get in there. Damn it, why do my toes have to get big? My toes. My new feet have gone up a few sizes, making it impossible to get my shoes on. I really don't want to go out barefoot, but I can't even get my toes in properly. Stupid claws, stupid toe beans. Can I even call them shoes anymore? They're as big as potatoes now. Stupid potatoes. Toes. Ugh. After several tries to maneuver my foot, and I give up on frustration. No matter what I do, I can't wear them when my feet are like this. Shoes or not, I need to get out of here before he gets back. I wrap my shoes in my sweater and hug the bundle to my chest before standing up. But standing proves to be quite the challenge. Putting the weight on my heels feels off, but I'll have to get used to it as I go. I take a step, flailing my arm around like I'm walking on a tightrope. To get any sort of balance, I widen my gait and take slow, small, deliberate steps toward the door. Opening it, I face a much greater obstacle. Stairs. I'm not even out of this room and I've already hit a snag. The individual steps aren't long enough. I think my toes go over the edge. The only way to get any real footing is to turn my foot sideways. Ah, it's those classic Amsterdam staircases. I steady myself against the walls. I carefully take them one at a time. It's not fast, but it's the safest way down. Don't slip, don't slip, don't slip, don't slip. I let out the breath I've been holding halfway down as my feet finally meet stable ground again. After I look up at the stairs I bested, I turn around to find myself in an old-timey kitchen. It's pleasant and quaint, the sunlight streaming in through the windows. There's enough to brighten up the whole room. I find myself taking it all in. Cupboards, dining table, bench, and a wood-burning oven. Everything is very well maintained, and the scene feels quite cozy. They even have a small black cauldron sitting above the fireplace. I can smell the spice rack from across the room, but my nose struggles to identify the different scents. If anything, there are too many of them. Better not try to focus on the smells right now and see what other things there are. There's a hanger above the steps with a number of dried goods like meat, yellow flowers, and I think that's garlic? They're shaped like garlic, but the color is off, and the skin has an unusual sheen to it, even in the low light. That's my other water bottle. I got 2 water bottles. Why did I throw it on my bed? Wait. Okay. Reading. At first glance, I thought I recognized everything, but in fact, I haven't seen most of these ingredients before, like the short blue mushrooms. There's also what looks like a bunch of red grapes with fuzzy skin, like what peaches have. And I think the green curly things are beans. I shake my head, snapping out of it. I can't get distracted. The werewolf could be back in any minute. I make my way to what must be the front door and pull it open. Oh boy. I don't know what I expected. I could barely manage talking to a werewolf. I'm not sure how to handle an entire town full of animal people. Well, I know how to handle animal people. Maybe I should have taken a peek out the window first. I slide back to the living room and take a glance outside. Animals of all shapes and sizes, squirrels, moose, lizards, all walking upright and dressed in medieval clothing. I'm starting to have second thoughts about running out the door. I won't exactly blend in with what I'm wearing. One step out there and I'll stick out like a whale in the jungle. At best, they'll think I'm a weirdo. At worst, they'll hunt me down and burn me everywhere. But if I stay here, the big wolf will come back and ask more questions he might not like the answers to. While he did act nice to me, he's clearly not fishing for something. Not sure what I'll do once he has it. Getting out of here is my best bet. Sooner the better. I'm lucky they might ignore me and think I'm just some weird, harmless guy. At least I hope so. Holding my bundle tightly in my arms, I get ready myself for the first steps out of here. Well, here goes nothing. The fucking Minecraft door sound. That's the Minecraft door sound. I step out on the streets, looking around in amazement at the strange place I found myself in. Small children race between the legs of their parents. Small mouse and kittens rush past me, using sticks to hit one another down the street. A number of food stalls sit across the street. Their owners shout over each other in contests to drum up the most attention for their wares. Freshly baked bread, right out of the oven, get them while they're hot. Only 2 crore. Squeaktos, Droidois, Mambaras. You won't find fruits and vegetables better than these in all of Meffert. It's certainly an aggressive sales tactic. Do they yell like this all day? In my experience, yes. With the number of people they're drawing in, I can't argue with results. I take a moment to get my bearings. The werewolf pointed somewhere in this direction, straight down the street. I try to appear as inconspicuous as possible, doing my best to stay out of everyone's way. However, the uneven road, when paired with my new feet, makes walking naturally impossible. Still, I can't help but take the hustle and bustle out of this town. I see some people are dressed in nice, clean clothing, while others look worn and ragged. I pass by 3 ladies standing next to one of the stalls, and their chatter emerges from the white noise of the crowd. One of them saying something like, "My husband's always been working worse on the farm, and now he's the size of the farm." Can I see him? If it wasn't for all the animalistic features, they'd all easily pass for human, even down to body language and how they gossip. Keeping my gaze forward to avoid eye contact, I do my best to avoid bumping into anyone, which is proving difficult because something behind me is throwing my balance left and right. Taking a look back, I see my tail swishing like crazy. Is this for just a minute? Oh, you gotta control it, it's involuntary. I whisper to it as if it could hear me, but that just made it thrash about even more. I give up on calming it and start trudging again. My balance really could do without this tail. Reaching a crossroad, I can see the woods in the distance, down a path leading out of the village. Exiting the market, I Exiting the market, I pass a few residential-looking houses before emerging from the town. There's a nice mill house churning merrily above the stream, with a bridge beside it. I can only hope my way back lies beyond. I just wish I had my phone now. No one back home is gonna believe I even came to a place like this. I think more visual novels should let you press a button to get rid of the text overlay so you can look at all the images better. I hurry to the bridge, almost home free. My footing fails me and I fall into someone green. When I push myself off of him, I feel that his skin is ice cold to the touch. It's a turtle carrying a big shell behind his back. He's just a little shorter than me. He's cold-blooded, so he feels cold. My shoot down to his left arm, or lack thereof. His sleeve is tied into a knot where an arm should have been. Looking back at his face, he's scowling at me. The furrows on his brow are as obvious as the scar on his left eye. Sorry. I stare at the ground, giving him a weak apology. I hurry up across the bridge, half jogging, half waddling. Anything to get away from this awkward moment. Black Tabby games have that. It took longer than I'd have liked, but eventually the village is out of sight and I'm finally alone again. I take a deep breath, losing my grip on the bundle in my arms. I don't know how many of them took note of me, but I don't really care at this point. I got out of here and I'm never going back. I focus on the ground and mind my footing as I meander forward. The tail has mostly calmed down, making me walk much easier for me. Soon enough, I'm met with familiar scenery. The field of yellow grain, the stone wall, the rotten fence, it's all there. This is where I saw that fox guy. Though I now know it wasn't just a guy in a costume. I was chasing after a real, walking, talking, clothes-wearing fox. If I had known this, I wouldn't have chased him. For all I know, he could have bitten me when he had the chance. I guess I should be glad he didn't attack me back then. I've been through this way twice now, so I recognize the trees. This is around the spot I lost sight of him, so I must be close. Most of these trees are the same as the ones back home, but that one twisting in on itself with the purple leaves is something I've never seen before. Getting further into the woods, I catch sight of a small stone trail leading off the main road. Oh, Slay the Princess, right. That game. I watched a friend play that. Humans can also bite you. Wanna prove it? I don't think humans can bite you. They don't bite. This has to be the way back to the cave. After a minute of maneuvering around After a minute of maneuvering around brush and other overgrowth on the trail, I arrive back at the opening of the cave. A tree has partially destroyed the top of the entryway, prying apart the stonework and crumbling what's left of the pillars. Human bites are notoriously septic. So is me in 4th grade. A tree has partially destroyed the top of the entryway, prying apart the stonework and crumbling what's left of the pillars. I can see why the big werewolf said people don't go here. The entrance on my side is much less ominous compared to this one. I feel a bit scared to walk through it, but it's the only way back home that I know of. Imagine fucking getting to be a furry and then be like, no, I have to go home. I can't do this. Fuck you. How does it feel to live in fucking dream? As I make my way through the tunnel, I realize how much more spacious this side is compared to my end. I can easily walk upright, which I didn't really notice when sprinting through the first time. The air is still heavy and cold, so that hasn't changed. The tunnel opens out, and I feel a wave of relief as I see the big red tree. I've never been happier to see my old tree than I am now. It's strange coming in from this side of the cave. I make a beeline through the clearing, passing the tree toward where the tunnel home should be, ignoring my backpack laying by the tree. But the tunnel isn't there. How? I drop my sweater and shoes, pressing my hands against where the exit should be. Feeling around, there's just solid wall. Was there a cave-in? I look around for signs of collapse. The wall looks thick, but the wall looks like there was never... Bleh. I look around for any signs of collapse, but the wall looks like there was never a tunnel to begin with. I give it a dusting knock, hoping that maybe it's hollow or falls wall, but no dice. Another wave of panic starts to wash over me. I pound my fists against the stone, but nothing changes. Nothing budges. Let me out of here! I don't understand what's going on, but I can't just stop here. Oh no, you're not gonna fit. I keep pounding at the wall, shouting even louder. Let me out! But nothing changes. The wall stands firm. All that's changed is that now my hand is in pain from punching solid rock. I grab a heavy stone from the ground and hurl it at the wall with everything I've got. Blah! I really like this novel, actually. This is fun. My yell echoes through the cave, as does the heavy clunk of the rock hitting the wall. Nothing. There's nothing but impassable rock wall. I'm so confused. Am I even in the right cave? I can obviously see that everything is how it's supposed to be. The tree, the lake, the vines hanging down. Everything is as it should be. This is my cave. Except the tunnel's switched? Why? How? If everything else is the same, why would the old tunnel just disappear? My head is spinning. I'm too overwhelmed to make any sense of it at all. Feeling lightheaded, I move back to the tree and sit against its trunk. I pull my knees to my chest, my body heavy with defeat. I stare off into the water, fighting off the waves of emotion that have been building up. The only thing I can think of is that the tunnel switched places once. Maybe they can switch again. Maybe if I just waited, it's bound to go back to how it used to be. Nothing's changed. It's been hours now, but the new tunnel is still there and the old one isn't. I adjust my sitting again. Been sitting here for so long that my butt's starting to feel sore. But I just have to wait here until it turns back to the way it was. It's going to. It has to. Looking up through the big hole above me, I watch the sky dim with the pink and yellow hues. It can't be long before it gets dark. What should I do if the old tunnel doesn't come back soon? Should I keep waiting? I'm scared that if I leave, I'll miss my chance. Man, I'm hungry. I wish I bought that baguette from the convenience store before coming to the cave for the first time. Or grabbed something to eat before leaving the house. I have nothing but a notebook and a pencil case in my backpack. Oh, there were those blue mushrooms in the wolf's kitchen. If they're edible, I might be able to find some in the woods. And the water here is clear, so it should be safe for me to drink it. Probably. It's not exactly an ideal plan, but it's not like I've got many other options right now. Thinking hard about what to do, I spend my time exploring this body. Mostly my face, being all alien to me now. Oh, I'd love to explore my furry body, my new furry body. That would be awesome! My nose and chin are abnormally large and fuzzy, with whiskers twitching as they brush against my furry hands. I move my hands up to my head and feel my big rounded ears. I give them both a gentle tug to see if they're really attached to my head. Taking a look at my hands again, I expect the pads on my fingertips and palm. I still can't believe my body changed like this. No matter how I stare at them, it just doesn't fully sink in. Footsteps. I look over to see a familiar brown figure emerging from the tunnel. I cover my head with my arms, hoping that they'll magically just go away. Dear. I can hear him taking his steps towards me, getting closer and louder. I'm frozen, unable to run away. Taking his last step right next to me, there's a moment of silence. I refuse to open my eyes. I just want this dream to end. Can't help people wearing clothes in a medieval-like place. I can't even talk. Don't be afraid, I won't hurt you. This is all just a weird dream. It has to be. There's no way that any of this is real. Just let me wake up. Please. Listen. You must be scared and confused right now, dear. The tone in his voice is low and softer, yet composed. Not even a hint of being angry or upset. I want to help you, but to do that, you need to tell me what happened. Regardless of your answer, I won't hurt you. You have my word. Oh, he's pretty. Petting him. Is my mouse showing up? No, it's not. You can't see me petting him. You just have to imagine it, I guess. I slowly muster up the courage to look up to see him, standing next to me under the tree. He's tall enough to grip one of the lower branches, his gaze slowly focusing on me. Still, he doesn't seem tense, judging by how loose his grip on the branch. His grip is on the branch. He's calm, even when his face looks serious. If it's too much for you to speak, you can nod or shake your head. You understand? Clench my jaw, swallowing hard, as if it's some sort of response. Are you a Sylving, or perhaps an Udyr? Sylving, Udyr? I give him a worried look. I have no idea what he's talking about. It's alright, you don't have to answer. Can you at least tell me if you're from here? I take a deep breath and shake my head. Did you try to go back to where you came from? I nod. Through this cave? I stare where my tunnel should be, longing for it to at last reappear, but it's still just a wall. I look back at the wolf and nod. Did you see a fox here? Did you chase him? How does he know about the fox? Again, I feel like the wolf knows much more than he's letting on. Still, I did chase after him when he stole my phone, and right now it seems like the worst time to avoid this question. I nod. Dear, you're not really a lion, are you? My blood freezes and my heart skips a beat. Fuck! He clocked me. It's so sad. No, I am a lion. I'm a lion. I promise. I promise. He knows. He knows that I'm not like him. Like any of them. This feels like being outed. I hold my knees to my chest, preparing myself for what he'll do next. But he just stands there, looking at me. I see. For now, I need you to come back with me to the village. You stand? Back to the village. I spent all afternoon trying to leave it, but I've nowhere else to go. I uncurl, using the tree for balance as I hoist myself back onto my feet. My legs are a little numb from sitting so long, but I keep myself upright. You must take your belongings with you. I grab my backpack and stuff my shoes into it. I put my sweater on and follow the wolf out of the cave. Ooh, ass. Ass. This game fucking rules. Bet, 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 bet. After walking in silence for some distance, I look up at the wolf. He's a couple steps ahead of me, but he's maintaining a slow pace to match mine. When I see him glance back at me, my eye snaps straight down and focus entirely on the road. After a while, I find the courage to look back at him. I can see he's carrying a sword strapped to his back. I didn't even notice it earlier, but it's enormous, yet it seems to suit his size. My gaze trails lower, clocking onto his big tail. It sways in a smooth rhythm, in sync with his stride, swaying left and right. Left and right. Left, right. Ask me. What? You're a stranger in this world. You have questions. I'll answer the best I can. But you need to understand that I don't know everything. Oh, he's right. I have a million questions. Do you know what happened to me? When it comes to how you got here, I have no idea. But for your body, I don't know. What? When it comes to how you got here, I have an idea. But for your body, I don't know. So you found me. So when you found me, I didn't look different to you? No. All I saw was you, a lion passed out on the side of the road. I was told that a sylvan came out of the forest. I went to look for it to make sure it wouldn't be a threat. But I found you. Your clothing was strange, and there were those odd things next to your feet. But you were unmistakably a lion then, just as you are a lion now. The fever you had was dangerously high. I tried to wake you, but you were out cold. So I carried you back to the village, hoping you would recover and tell me what happened. I thought you might have been involved because of your unusual garb. When you finally awoke, I was relieved. You'd been asleep for over a day, and the speed of your recovery wasn't anything short of a miracle. But from the moment you saw me, I knew something wasn't right. Most of what you said didn't make a lick of sense. The way you reacted and the answers you gave, I first thought you could be an eccentric noble who just liked to wear strange clothing. Or an Udyr in disguise. Rivalroot isn't bitter. What? Rivalroot. You said you could handle the bitter taste, but it isn't bitter. It isn't bitter. It has a milk-like taste. It's a common household ingredient, which made me suspect there was something more to you. I gave you the benefit of the doubt, and assumed your mind was still clouded by the fever. But when you told me about the cave with the red tree, I suspected the worst and thought you might be dangerous. I was ready to restrain you should you abandon the facade. But that was a mistake on my part, and I'm sorry. You were obviously frightened. Had I not overreacted, I would have seen that you honestly had no idea what was going on. He gets a deep sigh and rolls his eyes, as if scolding himself. I really went to fetch you those roots. There was no point in questioning you further while you were so rattled. I was hoping that by the time I returned, you would have calmed down and been more willing to talk. I'd never imagined you'd take off like that. Not right after waking from such severe fever. I rub the back of my neck. Sure, I feel a bit bad for running off, but it's not like the wolf has been doing much to put me at ease. I was just really scared. No, I understand. I should have been more careful. I can only imagine what you're going through. But to think you're a Sylvan of all things. The wolf goes silent again, getting lost in his thoughts. I wanted to ask what that word means, but it doesn't feel right to ask that now. Why not? Why not? I mean, okay, I don't want the exposition to go on for too long, but still, why not? The streets are mostly empty as we enter the village. The street lights are lit, and we don't pass a soul on our way to the market. So every time like there's lights, like street lights and settings like this, I just remember that like there used to be people whose job it was to light all the lights in the town in the evenings. Like lighting the streets of a fucking city was a full-time job, and all that shit's automated now. Thank fuck. The job probably sucked. Okay. The streets are mostly empty as we enter the village. The street lights are lit, and we don't pass a soul on our way to the market. The busy stalls from earlier are now closed and silent. Two drunks are coming down the street towards us. One's shirt is too small to hide his gut. Awesome. While the other's breast had slipped out her dress on one side. Awesome. Both yell and laugh boisterously. I hide myself behind the wolf, not wanting to be seen or, worse, bump into them. Reaching the house, I wait next to him as he unlocks the door. You must rest. We'll figure out what to do next in the morning. I need you to stay inside until further notice. Understand? I nod, wondering what this world could possibly be wondering what in this world could possibly be more dangerous than this guy. His cock. You should go upstairs. Things will unfold early tomorrow, but with luck, we can send you back before things get more complicated. Without another word, I silk up the stairs. I don't have as much trouble going up as down. Small victories. The room is dark and quiet. Even the drunks in the street below have passed out of earshot. I drop my backpack to the floor before letting myself fall into the bed. I roll over onto my back and stare blankly up at the ceiling. This whole day has been crazy. I'm angry, confused, and just done with everything. I just wanted to take a few pictures of my tree, relax for a bit, and go home. That was it. If I had just left already, or gone another day, or anything. I clench my fists to relieve the stress, but the sharp prick of my claws makes me gasp and recoil. So I release this as a dissatisfied sigh instead. Do lions not have retractable claws? I thought they do. None of this should have happened. But tomorrow I'll get back home and everything will go back to normal. I roll onto my side and stare at the darkest corner of the room. Even though the wolf knows I'm not really a lion, he promised he'd help me get home. He will let me go home, right? You call me a sylvan. Is that something bad? Grab the pillow and hug it tightly to my chest. I really shouldn't be thinking like this right now. Like it or not, he's the only person I can rely on in this place. I just hope I can trust him. Alright. My throat has started to get sore. I have to stop, I think. I think we've been streaming for long enough, yeah. Alright. Sylvan actually is pretty good. I like it so far. I like how much of it is just like, what if you had a furry body suddenly and you weren't used to having that and everything's weird and different. It was really fucking good. Didn't love how like oblivious the protagonist was, but like I don't know. I feel like that does like make him getting used to the furry body more interesting. All right, that was the stream. There we are. Good night, everyone. Bye bye. This was fun. That I got to do this again. Bye bye.